Aries, what is up? This one is for you guys. Welcome to this little YouTube channel, and thank you for joining me here in this particular moment in space and time. What's been going on, Aries? It's always a privilege to read your cards for you, and thank you for being on the receiving end and letting me do so. Thank you for participating in the comments and the likes and the shares of these videos. I hope you're really enjoying them, and please let me know if you are through one various form or another. Okay, Aries, as always, I want to wish you the best in abundance, joy. Hopefully you're not too bored or feeling like things around you are stagnant at this time. Maybe you just got a lot that you're carrying with you, a lot of weight on your shoulders at this time with that Four of Cups popping out of there. Aries, I want to make sure that you guys are feeling light and free, full of understandings, the blessings of abundance, fortune, and just all the goodness around you. And if not, we're going to ask Tarot, what are the healing messages for Aries? What are any stuck energies that Tarot can help reveal for Aries? And what are any healing messages for Aries at this time? This is your general reading for mid-July 2017 for Aries. Okay, Tarot's all sorted out. We're going to get some cards out, let you know. Please remember, as always, the readings are for entertainment purposes only. And yeah, please set your intention. It's always good to go into a reading with some sort of like question or like something you've got in your mind where you're like, I just hope to bring a little clarity to that situation, because that helps the messages come through, because they're general readings. So you have to like apply them to your situation as always. And as well, check your rising, your ascendant, and your moon signs as well for additional messages. Okay. Overall, at the bottom of the deck, Aries, we've got Page of Swords going on here. Some of you will be dealing with a younger air sign, an Aquarian, a Gemini, or a Libra in your environment. The feeling I have is that this is somebody who looks up to you, perhaps. This is also somebody who you kind of have to watch is loyal to you always. If you're in a situation where you're putting some level of faith or trust in this younger person, I almost feel like you'll be gauging loyalties at this time. And this card is also saying that your loyalties may be tested as well, Aries, in the upcoming weeks. Somebody might make you privy to some sort of knowledge, secret, or information that you may be trusted with, or you have to make sure that you deliver upon your sort of clandestine ability to see things through, so to speak, right? It's kind of the situation of you have to be careful of what information you're letting out and how much information you're allowing in, what's fair to you at this present time, okay? If somebody's just unloading on you a bunch of gossip or a bunch of secrets and you just can't handle it, you might just want to tell that person, it's like, look, I don't want to engage in these levels of conversation. But, you know, if you're just being friendly, you're like, yeah, okay. This situation is you may run out of patience with somebody if somebody's asking you to be covert with them, okay? Is the feeling I have. As well, you may have information, because these are general readings, you may have information or knowledge that you're imparting on younger people, and you want to make sure that you're very careful on how you're delivering your wisdom through this time. You want to make sure like what's good for the goose isn't always good for the gander, so you may have to be very discerning in what you are telling other people at this time, even though you may be in a situation where you are trying to help. Certain things that you say, like other people might hold you up to the flames later on for these things, or things might spread around about you just because there are issues of reputation on the line and things of that nature, is the feeling that I have, okay? So many things. When a page comes up on an overall energy, it's almost just like saying Tarot's got a story to tell here, and I want to make sure that whatever you're holding on to or whatever you're holding close to, you want to make sure that you're not letting it slip, or you're not losing control of something here. The Page of Swords can tend to be very flighty and almost, lose out on the big picture just because they become sidetracked momentarily in a little bit of like naivety, or just like happenstance, or from not paying attention, and those sort of themes, okay? Aries, that's what's up in the overall. We'll try to relate back to it. And it is, because you got a lot on your plate. I felt it with the Four of Cups, with normally just a boredom card, the card of boredom. But when I sensed the Four of Cups popping out, I felt it was because you were almost like too busy. It's almost like there were certain things that were presented at you at this time that you couldn't even be bothered to deal with. You didn't even want to receive them. You didn't even want to go there, because it's like there were so many other responsibilities. There were so many other things and people and playing into environments and situations at this time that it's becoming an increasingly difficult challenge for you to manage and to mitigate all of the things that other people at this time are asking you to look forward to. But you're doing it in diligence. You're seeing sort of what is a light at the end of the tunnel, or the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, so to speak, because your hard work is paying off in this situation. But this is a situation where it's like you're going to have to be in a place of good time management within yourself so that things aren't getting forgotten or missed at this time. Two of Pentacles is usually somebody that is at risk of like kind of falling over or getting that little game over symbol because they've been trying to do too many things or things have just gotten so complicated or so out of hand that it's almost like you've let too much in, and now it's like you're going to have to streamline it. You're going to have to prioritize things with this Two of Pentacles. Priorities of time and resources become of the utmost importance to you. And these are coming through on the physical level. These are coming through on like, it could be like your job, how much you're taking on at work. This could be as well clutter in your life. This could be like trying to do deals for some people, like buying and selling, trading, things like that, acquisitions versus liquidations, having to, avoid being double booked on a consistent basis. If you're making appointments, setting up things, and like a work-life balance for some, I feel this is prevalent for, where it's almost like you're feeling fully drained, and then there's risk of like taking out things of your home life at work, or things that happen at work, taking it out on your home life, and or that carryover where it's like hopefully you can just leave it all at the bedside in the morning and leave it all at the desk when you clock out at work at the end of the day, and it's not following you around with those heavy shoulders. Again, what I picked up on from that Four of Cups, now seeing this Two of Pentacles here, is like, as well, this seems like a very challenging time, but you're seeing reward in it, Aries. You are seeing that there is like the bright ending to all of this, that eventually it's good awareness, because I think that many of you are picking up on the fact that it has all kind of come on you at once, so therefore everything, yes, it does subside in time, but you're going to have to manage these things one at a time. Multitasking, when multitasking is good, when maybe it's one or two things. When it's 4 or 5 things, it's like, man, you're at risk of dropping something, or somebody's going to be left like feeling like, oh crap, they forgot about me, or they didn't pay attention to me, kind of thing. So we'll leave it at that as we move on. 7 of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so here it is. Maybe that light that you're seeing at the end of the tunnel, maybe it's causing some frustration at present time in the present moment. Maybe you feel like you're going through the motions, and this weight you're carrying with you is like, it's leading to frustration, and it's leading to the day not being long enough. This, for some people, could mean like putting in overtime at work. This could mean like having to like go in early or work on a day off just to catch up on those sorts of things. And as well, you have to make sure that this time, whatever has been promised to you, how closely attached are you to whatever your expectation is, or whatever result or reward you are perceiving? How much attachment do you have to that expectation at this time? And what kind of carryover that is to the frustration that's going in to the work that you're putting in? Are you putting in, a full pound and you're only able to take a penny, at the end of each day? It's like, you want to make sure that you're compensated fairly for the work that you're doing. And if people are kind of running ramshot all over you, like expecting, because you do such a good job all the time, and then they've just all of a sudden upped your responsibility without, maybe giving you consideration for a promotion or a raise, maybe at this time it's time to speak up and say, look, these floors are dirty as hell, and I'm not going to run your mop anymore, kind of thing, right? And just like, take kind of that kind of route. So the frustration is building, I feel, with this 7 of Pentacles reversed up in the sacral. So it's an interesting thing to see here. It's almost like the feeling I have is there's not enough hours in the daytime. It's like lunchtime comes and you may be feeling like, oh my God, I still have 3 days worth of work on my office. It's not even Tuesday yet, kind of thing, right? So Aries, my heart goes out to you. It's one thing to work super hard to get what you want, but it's another thing to like just go all in blindly and become so emotionally attached to other people's expectations of you, okay? Because you have a choice in this. You have a direct choice of how engaged you are versus how detached you are from whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish at this time. Sometimes a little bit of healthy detachment away from a desired outcome or an expectation of what you're expecting can be healthy as well. If you're putting in hard work, you have to say, well, I can only manage so much. I can only negotiate so many things at once before I have to make this priority decision of like, okay, maybe this person is going to have to wait till next week before I can meet with them. And if they're butthurt about it, well, tough titty, said the kitty, because that's just the way it's got to be. Because Aries is busy. Aries has got more people asking much more of them at this time. I've had a feeling for the last couple months, Aries, that your environment is full of people. It's like you're almost having to like beat some of them away with a stick while carry others on your back, and like it's been a very challenging thing. So some of you may just decide to take a good long vacation, take a time out from whatever it is and take a step back. One of the other signs, this was a very prevailing message as well, to really just let it go for a little while and then attend to it at a future point in time, and you may find that it gets easier. Okay? All right. See what's up in solar plexus. Knight of Wands reversed. Okay, so here again, we have somebody that is in your environment. We're dealing with fire signs now here. Someone that is very passionate. Somebody that is very willing to go to great lengths to please somebody or to make sure that there is a success in a situation, almost to a fault. When the Knight of Wands reverse, there is folly to be had here. This is someone that's trying too hard. This is someone that's clinging too tight. This is someone that is not willing to have that healthy level of detachment. And it could come from conditioned thinking. But this is up in the solar plexus now, which is our willpower and which is our intuition, right? Some of you may just feel like there are things of great importance in front of you right now, but you might be the only one viewing it as such a great importance. Other people may look at what the situation is. It's like, I don't understand why they're busting their balls over that little person or that little thing, or why are they going to the end of the earth for this person or for that thing, and when it's like there's just like 7 other things right here that they could be doing. And I don't know, that's very general, I know, but these are general readings, so you're going to have to apply it. What are you like very passionate about? And maybe you're hoarding your time over certain things, and other people are like maybe at this time like asking you even to step back from something so that you can be a little bit more balanced, and you're almost just like, I feel like almost like ignoring good advice at times, Aries, or not really to hear other people tell you even though you may be doing a good job, that you may just need to relax a little bit, just chill out. I'm very verklempt in my chest area and in my solar plexus when doing this reading, because the feeling I have here is it's like we're running on empty. Like you're almost at the point where the wheels are going to fall off the damn car here if we don't stop and just like chill out, let it cool down, and just realize wherever we're trying to get to it's not running away, it's not going away, it will always be there, right? And if this is other people putting this stress and this amount of pressure on you, Aries, we're going to have to try and find a way to mitigate it, to find a way to manage it. Because it could be like younger people that are looking up to you. Your peers are like looking for you to sort of be solid and steadfast. You could have superiors at you that are applying this pressure. Whatever your situation may be, you can only do what you can do, right? And other people may have to be told that you are at your limit. You all have reached that point where it's like, you know what, if you want it done at all, you're going to have to wait, because if you're not able to be patient with me in this situation, chances are it might not even happen, because you have a risk of like not even being able to accomplish it. You might have worked yourself into a tizzy, right? So you guys have pulled the polar bear here for a clarifier on this, whatever it is that we're passionate about. Some of you might be in a bit of a dogfight for survival for whatever this may be and for whatever it's worth. Jockeying for position in a workplace or a job that you're applying for, or you may be just seeing that there may be only one position that you really want and you try again and again and again, when it's really like you may have to find a situation where you may have to turn away from it for a little while and return to it later, right? Sometimes polar bear will go hundreds and hundreds of miles to get where he thinks is going, and then all of a sudden he realizes, like, oh, that's too far to swim. I got to turn back. I can't make that next land bridge, or I can't make that next iceberg. So they'll conserve, and they'll intuitively know that energy when it's time to actually turn back, and so that they can be there for their own survival, right? It's one of those things that it's a risk. Maybe somebody's just in the casino with their life savings at this time. I pray to God that's not you. And if it is, just like maybe realize if you've been going too hard, it might be time to accept a little bit of help. All right? And others of you, it just might be a situation where it's like you're perceiving that you have the strength to accomplish great things, and there's no doubt about it. But there's a time where we have to sort of take that knee as a soldier, right? Look at this straight up, where we can see the big picture. It's like, yeah, it's not going anywhere. It's going to be there, right? So why are we all worried about it? Why are we feeling like without giving it a lot of thought, we might just be sort of running on instinct at this time, running on intuition. And it's like, not that following your intuition is a bad thing, but sometimes we just really have to take a break and analyze a situation, maybe to realize how futile or how painstaking it has been, and what is the reward in the end, right? I want to ask for one more clarifier on this Knight of Wands showing up in the intuitive center. Like, what is the reward here, or who is this Knight of Wands up for Aries in the... all right. Okay, the situation is something you've been dealing with for a long time. Many, many years, in fact. So this could be family, this could be work, this could be something where there is a lot of thought. And this is coming back to this carryover. Is your work following you at home, or, is your work coming home with you? Sorry, or is your family life? Are you spelling off energy that needs to be dealt with your loved ones in your family life in a workplace setting, or you are not maybe very present at work? It could be very many things. So this is the card of the Phoenix Rising, new energy. That new approach needs to be taken. And you're beginning to be in awareness of this, to realize this, that unless you're healthy, unless you're at a position where you're taking care of your good own mental health, that you're not going to be able to help these other people, like this Knight of Wands, this Page of Swords, these other people in your environment, including yourself. If you yourself are not healthy, you aren't worth a lick to other people that are looking up to you to provide for them, or to coach them through good health. So just a solid reminder. I don't want to accuse Aries of anything, but man, you guys, like you gotta chill. You gotta chill sometimes, right? So up in the heart, we have the Moon card, Major Arcana now, number 18 reversed. This is a card of disillusionment, I feel, when this is upright. But we've got this card kind of on its tail ends, which means in your heart is remaining true at this time. Your heart is remaining as a beacon to carry you through. It's almost like your sense of personal pride has got you, Aries, and it's uplifting you. But at the same time it's uplifting you, it's sort of holding you up to the fire to say, all right, where are your limits? When are you willing to tap out? When are you willing to say, enough is enough? This is... Like I said before, I'm mad as hell, I'm not going to take it anymore, right? What is your breaking point? Your heart is feeling like you are unbreakable right now, but your mind and your spirit, I feel almost is like, would you settle down, heart? We're not like Muhammad Ali here. Like, we're not all champions of the world. For some of you, you may be on a high-end performance thing that's going on that I just can't see into right now. But for most of you, the feeling is it's like, it's not the size of the dog in the fight, it's the size of the fight in the dog. And there is a lot of fight in this dog, Aries. You are not willing to give up. You are not ready to settle down. You are not ready to give in at this moment in time. But the feeling is that you could be exasperated and question in your heart, like, can you be doing anything a little bit differently? Can you be managing yourself a bit better? And it's okay. Like, if you want to go until you can't go anymore and you completely fall down and fall off, that's your life. You go out, you live it, you ram ahead, you push forward as hard and as fast as you want. But what I'm saying is, like, you may find that there's a lesson to be learned in this. All right. We definitely have influence from an air sign in your heart. Okay, now I feel this is Aquarius. This is a Gemini or a Libra. This person could be younger with you, but seeing this could be a peer or somebody that's older with you. There's a lot of air, I feel, in this reading. There's been some pentacles, but this is more so got the feeling of something to do with an air sign now. And as well, this is a overdue vacation. You got to make the most of your downtime. I would really like to see, Aries, if you're taking time away from work, you don't bring it with you. Don't take your phone. Don't take your laptop. Don't, if people at work can't get along without you when you're gone, well, that's too tough for them. Because why the heck, if you only get 2 or 3 weeks out of the year where you have yourself to really go and enjoy and be yourself and that sort of thing, you better make the most of that time. You better make the most of it, because, the feeling is that this ship can't stay up in the air forever. And, eventually it's this project, this work, it's not going anywhere. It's still going to be there when you get back. So you may just have to decide for yourself. You physically have got to remove yourself from a situation if it is becoming overwhelming or if it is detracting from your health. These aren't bad cards to have up in your heart, though, Aries. This means the feeling is that you're very strong at this time. There's a lot of strength in this, right? And it's compounding, it's building, right? I just kind of feel it like a pressure cooker, but that's okay. I'm not an Aries. I am for the purposes of this reading, but you know what I'm saying? It's like I feel that there could be like this burst of steam that's ready to come up from the pressure cooker, or we're at a point where somebody's just got to shut it off for a little while, or that kind of thing. But there's strength behind this. Maybe you're doing this to prove something to yourself or something of that nature. Okay, let's see as we walk on. We've got Wheel of Fortune up in communication. All right, some of you are probably just waiting for a break. You're almost feeling like any kind of break has to come externally through somebody giving you good news, or somebody bringing you some sort of gift or some sort of opportunity out of the current pattern that you're in, whether that's work life or whether that's just work. It could be different for many of you. But this card, I feel, is like you're viewing that some sort of break in the cycle is coming from an external shift of fortune or shift of luck, so to speak. And if this is the case, if that's your intuitive feeling, then you will want to make sure that this time you are keeping your options open. Don't limit yourself through any means. Like I said, if you're double booked through your busyness or that sort of thing, you may want to do your best to, when you're prioritizing these situations, to prioritize them based on what can benefit you the most versus who you're just basically bending over for, right? That sort of thing. It's almost like the feeling is like you're tired of bending over for people and you're wanting to make a more opportunity for yourself. So this could be a bit of an oracle card up in communication when it comes to prioritizing what you're doing with your time and with your career. It's almost like positively networking, not that you're getting rid of your responsibilities, but you might just say, all right, well, you know what? Your deadlines come with unreal expectations. You're not helping me out in this situation. You're only causing this hole to get deeper and deeper. And maybe these are the types of meetings or the types of things that you're needing to bring to light to people, the fact that they're blind because they're not directly involved with the crap that you're doing, that yet they're still trying to tell you how to live your life or tell you how you should be doing it, where it's like you have no vantage point, you have no point of view to tell me that, right? And that sort of thing. And it's almost like the people that you've been sort of laying down for, maybe standing up to them, one or two at a time, you may find that it could bring about a situation where someone's like, oh, holy, I never got that reaction from them before. Maybe it is a time that I shift my thinking or I take things in a new direction. All right. This Wheel of Fortune's up in communication. So for some Aries who aren't finding the work life, who aren't feeling this pressure at this time, this could be a card where you could just be hearing from somebody that is taking your life in a new direction, or you may hear from a friend of some sort of exciting opportunity that they have had that is coming along to inspire you, right? So, and we've got this card up with the moon cycle here. So I would set good intentions. Look at yourself. Talk to yourself. Where do you want to be in 2 years? Where do you want to be in 5 years? Can you see an end to this cycle that you're currently in or that you're trying to work out? And if this cycle does have an end, who is there with you? Who is not there with you? And when do you see this happening for yourself? Is there a season to it? Is it a winter thing? Is it, next summer kind of thing? And maybe like subtly putting those thoughts into those intentions can help you out, right? When we see Ten of Swords here, it's almost like these thoughts, these intuitive thoughts that may be coming along, we almost like we've got to use them and plug and play them into our situation. We don't just have the thought and let it go. Sometimes it's better to hold on to a thought and be like, you know what? Well, maybe that is a viable option for me. And if I start thinking about that or meditating on that more often or talking to my friends about that sort of thing, maybe I will see the universe begin to co-create that for me in my life. And change could be abound a lot sooner than we think, right? This is the primary card. None of the other cards we see have anything to do with change other than this Wheel of Fortune here. So this is managing, mitigating, discerning, getting through your current situation, where this one, up through your communications, it's like there's a change coming. And maybe it is in how we're addressing people or the feedback that we're giving people in a professional environment. All right, now we've got another card of change. We've got the Nine of Cups reversed, right, in our soul searching. So a lot of you, I feel, are just kind of maybe going through the motions of many of the major things in life right now. If you're raising a family, you might just be in a situation where you're accepted it, like, that's what it is. I guess the next 15 years of my life are a write-off. Or maybe you're sitting in a situation where it's like, I've plugged the last decade of work in and nobody appreciates me, and I haven't gotten a promotion, I haven't got a lick of respect, I haven't got anything out of this situation, and I'm fed up with it right now. And maybe, you're feeling like going home and just pouring a stiff drink or 5 or 6 of them and, kind of going through some escapism where it's like you've come to a point of like crude acceptance to the cycle that you've been in at present time, okay? And that's where I see it, Aries. I don't mean to be a Debbie Downer or a Susie sugarcoater or anything like that, right? So you have to take a good, hard, long, honest look at where you're at and what you want to change. If you don't want to change, if you want to slug it out for another 13 rounds with the champ, you go ahead and do it. But if you need to tap out and tell you, hey, coach, maybe I'll just go down on TKO and we'll pick up life again and see where it goes next time. There's no shame in that. There's nothing to be afraid of, ashamed of, or in swallowing any type of pride at this time and those sorts of situations, right? Because Source is saying, whatever this is, you'll come out of it. It's almost like the feeling is that you have to be there for someone. You have to do this for somebody. You have to accept it. And when we have that sort of situation, we have to question, where is that coming from? Is that coming from our own mind? Is that coming from conditioned thinking? Is that coming from other people's egoic pressures or mental projections on us of why we think we absolutely have to? Where is the choice in life? Where is the good decisions, right? We've got too much. We've got too much coming in a constant stream almost of demands. These swords, I'm viewing them as demands on you, right? So this coming up from Source is saying that there is going to be relief from that. Step 1, prioritize it. Step 2, make sure that your priority are for your benefit, all right? And the responsibilities, you can take care of them as they come, right? Step 3 is make sure that you're not laying any self-imposed guilt upon yourself at this time for wanting something new, for wanting to change who you are, for wanting to be somebody that nobody else could expect, even though that you could be desperately wanting that. And the universe and Source could be pushing that forward to you. You could get, it's almost like it's funny, like when you get dumped on a physical level, it's because there is like a growth or an emergence that is supposed to occur. All right, Aries. Those are your tarot cards up through the 7 chakra houses. It looks like you guys have got a lot of work to do, and I'm not sorry. Sorry, not sorry, right? We all have these times, right? And we all have this situation. And people are going to be excited. People are just going to keep laying it on thick, right? Like the newspaper boy, he goes out, he does a good job, he delivers 30 papers to 30 houses without expectation. The next day he comes in to pick up the papers, and the old mean editor is like, well, if you did 30, well, then you can do 300. Oh, yeah, and by the way, you're only making half as much as you did when you were delivering 30, right? Paperboy is just going to say, no effing way. I'm going to go hang out at the arcade with my friends. All right. Story of the paperboy. I don't know where that came from. Time to go. Card number 45. Time to go. See you later. Hasta la vista, baby. I think that's what Arnie said in that one movie. Pretty famous. Card number 45. That's a progressive number, right? Time to go. We're going to read from the book on this one. You can see this lady on this suspension bridge up in the clouds going towards the gate. And if I feel like what this card is going to say is it's going to be a perfect capstone to what we've been talking about here for the last 20 minutes, right? We can see her walking away from somebody. Time to go. Bear with me as I find my page. Thank you guys for your patience, as always, in your views. Here we go. Card 45, time to go. Endings, completion, walking away from something because there is nothing else to learn or experience. You are at the end of one journey and have not yet begun the next. This is the moment to bless your experience thus far. Take stock of what you've learned. It's time to move on to new experiences and a new way of being. There is nothing left for you to do, be, or experience in your present circumstance. Take the risk and move on, even if you need to be in transition for a time. Your destiny is calling you. And it certainly is. We have the card of destiny up here in communication. So when your destiny calls, yeah, there's a card of destiny up in the calling position, right? So it's very interesting to see this card. Some of you may just say, yeah, I'm not going to take it anymore. It's time for me to move. There's no expansion going on here. Everything is limiting and contracting, and we don't want that, right? We don't want to fade away. Sometimes we have to swallow our pride to say it's tough to overcome those ingrained, conditioned thought patterns that lead to certain worry and fear about moving on or saying goodbye. And that's probably the biggest challenge of what's there, right? But you're going to see what's important to you, Aries. You're going to make that call, and you're not going to hurt anybody along the way, right? It's kind of one of those things where you just have to go out, do it on your own, let people be who they are with or without you. All right, Aries, interesting reading. You got a lot of work ahead. I wish you all the best. I love you all, and we'll see you next time.